In this century, we've seen the emergence, in the latter part of this century, we've seen the emergence of three technologies. Runaway industrial technologies, which have threatened not only our countries, but the totality of the environment and the totality of the globe. And these are the petrochemical and the agrochemical industries, which started with the petrochemical era in the 1940s when we first learnt how to synthesize new chemicals which had never existed before by fractional distillation of petroleum and by molecular splicing. In 1940, for instance, we manufactured and synthesized about 1 billion pounds of synthetic organic chemicals. Now we're nearly up to about 8 or 950 billion pounds per annum. The second, of course, is the nuclear technology, the energy and the military, and the final one is the genetic engineering technologies. Now, many of you are under the impression that genetic engineering products are just appearing on the market. Not on your life. In fact, in America, we've been exposed to genetically engineered milk since the 1985, when milk from large-scale national production trials all over the country was sold to an unsuspecting public and an uninformed public, and since 1984, the sale of RBGH milk is widespread in this country. About 10% of cows are injected with it, and that milk is bulked with other milk. So we're really dealing with a technology which has become established. And when you review the saga of what has happened with Monsanto and the FDA in the last 20 years, this can only be described as systematized corporate crime coupled with regulatory complicity. So these are the three major runaway technologies. Now, why should we focus on cancer? We focus on cancer because, as I said before, 1 in every 2 men and 1 in every 3 women are going to get cancer in their lifetime. The rates are steadily increasing. This is the only disease for which we have absolute trend data on incidence and mortality for the last few decades. We are concerned about a wide range of other problems, reproductive problems, immunological problems, neurological, respiratory, but we don't have any hard incidence and mortality data. Now, the interesting point is that most carcinogens, most chemicals and agents that produce cancer also produce a very wide range of these other effects too. So in a sense, cancer is a paradigm of the adverse impacts of toxic chemicals in our environment, and the only one for which we can clearly demonstrate causal relationships, and the only one for which we can clearly demonstrate escalating trends. So cancer really is a paradigm and a manifestation of a runaway industrial technology which impacts all of us and every single family of us. It's also an expression of corporate crime, government and regulatory complicity, social injustice and denial of right to know, and a massive failure of democratic decision-making process.